This is 7 National News. Here are the headlines. South Korean president arrives in the UAE. Supreme Committee for Consumer Protection reviews means to reduce food prices. And death toll in Japan rises to 2,000. And in our top story, South Korean President Myung-bak Lee has arrived in the UAE, beginning a 3-day visit during which he will hold talks with President His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan on ways to promote bilateral relations between the two countries. The South Korean president is also meeting Vice President and Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, His Highness General Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, and senior UAE officials. The South Korean president was received at the airport by Sheikha Lubna bint Khalid Al Qasimi, Minister of Foreign Trade, Staff Lieutenant General Hamad Mohammed Thani Al Rumaithi, Chief of Staff of the UAE Armed Forces, Abdullah Mohammed Abdul Wahid Al Mahina, Ambassador of the UAE to South Korea, as well as other UAE senior officials. This is the second official visit to the UAE by the South Korean president. His first UAE visit in December 2009 saw the signing of a number of cooperation agreements between South Korea and the UAE. The Future of Business conference kicked off in Dubai today, which brought together decision makers and business leaders with the aim to discuss the future of Dubai. The main focus was on excellent quality and good business. June Wrigley has more.
His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum, President of Dubai Civil Aviation Authority, Chairman of Dubai Airports and Emirates Airlines, in his opening remarks stated, "Although we can't predict the future, we can influence it." This sort of forward thinking is exactly what today's conference aimed to do by drawing from the successful experiences of some of Dubai's best-known companies such as Emirates, which has taken Dubai's name around the world. And one way to maintain excellence is quality service.
We are doing all our best to stay in the top. I think getting in the top sometime it can be achieved, but to maintain that and to be consistent with delivering the good service, that's one of the tough things. And this is always something that we try to keep.
And as big-name companies are working hard to remain on top, we wonder what other companies will define Dubai in the future, what will Dubai's GDP and growth rate be, and where will the growth come from?
DP World will also have its share, and it will contribute also greatly to the growth prospects in Dubai. But I would like also to remind you at the same time that more than 85% of all firms here in Dubai are SMEs. That's small and medium enterprises. I think we need to pay attention to the SMEs because they can contribute a lot also to economic activity in Dubai. And I think that growth will certainly not be as fast as in, let's say, the period 2000-2007, but I think that a growth rate on the average of something like 4.7, 4.8% between now and 2015 is quite achievable.
With such a promising outlook for Dubai with an expected growth rate near 5%, one would expect contentment. However, in planning for the future, these business and government leaders are constantly working to make Dubai better. As they say, what got you here won't always get you there. June Wrigley, 7 National News.
Minister of Economy and Chairman of the Supreme Committee for Consumer Protection, Sultan bin Saeed Al Mansouri, has restated the keenness of the Ministry and the Supreme Committee for Consumer Protection to provide effective means in a bid to reduce commodities prices, support purchasing power for consumers and enhance market stability. The Minister of Economy emphasised the importance of providing an efficient mechanism to reduce the prices of major commodities across the country by collaborating with cooperative societies and major retail outlets in order to support the purchasing power of consumers. Al Mansouri made his remarks as he chaired the first meeting of the committee for 2011, which additionally discussed various topics such as credit cards issue and electronic system for goods monitoring. Abu Dhabi's Department of Economic Development conducted just over 113,000 site inspections and control visits across the capital in 2010. in a bid to protect consumers, brand owners and commercial agencies by controlling violations by companies and malls. According to the annual report issued by Commercial Protection Directorate and Commercial Affairs Section, the visits resulted in over 3,000 fines, with 90% of consumer complaints also settled. Acting for the Abu Dhabi 2030 vision, DED's strategy has laid down a clear-cut plan to optimise business, with the aim of raising the profile of Abu Dhabi as an attraction hub and investments and businessmen. In response to the growing demands of the petrochemical, oil and gas sectors in the region, Emerson Process Management opened in Abu Dhabi. According to company officials, the facility, which is worth more than $1 million, is the first ever in the region, and it aims to deliver services at a par with global standards.
In the past, validating flow device calibrations or providing third-party documentation with ISO 9000 quality proved to be a challenge for companies in the GCC, Middle East and Africa. Maintenance and testing of this equipment required companies to spend on costly shipping in addition to halting operations until the said equipment has been returned. All that is changed now according to Emerson Process Management, which recently opened in Abu Dhabi.
This has brought the capabilities that previously were only in Europe or in the Americas. So someone would have had to take equipment and send it to Europe. It would take a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, thousands of dollars to ship, weeks and months of time when the equipment is gone. Now, this facility is here. They can do things in quick turnaround. 48 hours from when they send it to us, it's back on its way to them.
The $3 million flow service facility has been operational in Abu Dhabi for over 2 months now. Since its opening, local oil and gas companies have been coming in with equipment for testing and servicing. A response, according to officials, has been expected from the market sector. The facility measures, analyzes, controls, automates and optimizes process operations vital in process-related industries that include chemical, oil and gas, refining, power, water and wastewater treatment. With barely 2 months in operation, the facility already has a backlog of orders. They say the high demand in the region makes the UAE's capital a convenient location.
We selected Abu Dhabi because of all the investments that are happening here in Abu Dhabi in the new oil and gas, the new petrochemical and refining facilities here in this region. And then we selected Abu Dhabi because of its superior logistics handling, ability to get things in and out, because we're trying to meet the needs of customers not only in Abu Dhabi, but also in Saudi and Kuwait and Qatar and Iraq, such that all of the things coming in and out get addressed in the turnaround that customers are expecting.
Globally, it made over $6 billion in 2010. With its strategic location and the host of unique services on offer at par with international standards, company officials say it is only a matter of time before the newly opened facility rake in billions of its own just from the region. Khadija Sali, 7 National News.
The attempt to sell illegal diesel between 2 wooden boats may have led to last week's fire on the Dubai Creek, which killed 1 person and left 2 injured. A fire last Tuesday destroyed 2 wooden boats, one of which was carrying 15 cars and the other containing paint and diesel. According to a local newspaper, Brigadier Khalil Al-Mansouri, director of Dubai Police's Criminal Investigation Department, was quoted in media reports as saying that early investigations revealed that an Iranian boat was discovered to be engaging in the illegal sale of diesel to the other boat. In the process of selling, though, through a pipeline between the 2 boats, a spark shot from the engine exhaust, igniting the fuel. According to the official, police have launched a thorough investigation into the incident. Internet connections across the UAE are set to become up to 7 times faster as telecommunications operators set up to a new network of cables. According to a local newspaper, Etisalat and Du are connecting to submarine and terrestrial internet cables, which is set to increase the country's bandwidth capacity to more than 17 terabits a second from 2.5 terabits a second. This comes with the aim to meet the increased demand in broadband internet across the country. Since January 2009, subscriber numbers have increased to just under 780,000, from just over 572,000, according to the Telecommunications Regulatory Authority. The new networks will be headquartered in Fujairah, where most of the country's internet is sourced. Looking abroad now, Japan is still in shock after disaster struck on Friday. Satellite images reveal the scale of the disaster Japan faces after what news reports say was the largest earthquake to hit the country in recorded history. Strong aftershocks have continued to shake Japan's main island as the desperate search for survivors begins in the wake of the 8.9 magnitude quake and devastating tsunami it unleashed. The death toll is expected to rise to above 2,000, and over 10,000 are still unaccounted for. Analysts believe the powerful quake moved Japan's main island 2.4 meters and shifted the Earth on its axis 10 centimeters. Australia, China, Britain and the US are among several countries which have deployed search and rescue teams in response to Japan's plea for assistance. Japan faced the threat of new radiation leaks at an earthquake-crippled nuclear plant on Sunday after the cooling system failed at a second reactor in what could be the world's worst nuclear disaster in 25 years. Nuclear plant operator Tokyo Electric Power said radiation levels around the Fukushima Daiichi plant had risen above the safety limit, but that it did not mean an immediate threat to human health. Thousands were evacuated on Saturday following an explosion and leak from the facility's #1 reactor in Fukushima, 240 kilometers north of Tokyo. The crisis started when an explosion occurred at the 40-year-old Daiichi 1 reactor as TEPCO tried to reduce pressure in the core after the total loss of power needed to keep water circulating to prevent it from overheating. This led to fears of a disastrous meltdown of fuel rods at the plant, which shut down automatically after Friday's quake. At this point, media reports confirm 5.5 million people are without power, while 20,800 buildings have been destroyed or damaged, and 4 trains are unaccounted for after the tsunami. And up next, Linda Berenger has today's business news.